はや名数は尽きた。
I can't take this anymore. Like every time when she used her ultimate, she gonna slap on my face with her butt. I know that it's like on the other side of the screen, but I'm getting hurt virtually. Like I think this is like one of the worst ultimate animation design ever. It just gives me this some kind of weird concussion. Like I don't know why am I smiling. All right, I take that back. This is the best ultimate ever.
It's like magic 去突破把别人驱散灰色 All I wanna say We all have the same desire I come alive Burning in the night.
Alright guys, it's time to talk about this Kung Fu Melon. The Void Hunter levels characters got put it on the point tier 5 in the Pride and tier list. Yeah, and as always, they put an expert tag on that. It's like you need some skill to get good at her. But I think it's more about her teammate, which we all know who that is. Ju Fu Fu. She just doesn't have good teammate to support her. So basically, Yixuan is a Rupture class DPS and she deals ether damage, and she's a special ether damage dealer, which is called the Aura Ink, and the color is golden. And she's the first agent ever with the sheer damage, which is the direct damage toward the enemy. It means that she got 100% pen ratio on default, and 100% pen ratio is equivalent to plus 120% damage. So if you got like 50% pin ratio, you would get 60% damage increase. That is like the most simplified way to say that. And yeah, okay Mussy, if you're watching, feel absolutely free to correct me if I'm wrong and obliterate me with your math and calculation. And I'm gonna pin your comment as a cone of shame to myself. The guy got a really good videos on explaining pin ratio. If you're interested, you could check that out. And with that 100% pin ratio by default, the defense shred from Nicole, the pen ratio buff from Rina, the pen ratio from the disc, and the defense shred from the signature weapon of Trigger would have absolutely no value to Yixuan. They are all count as 0. There's absolutely no benefit to use pen ratio and defense shred on the Yixuan or any sheer damage characters in the future. But Nicole is not totally useless because she has like 15% crit rate on the Mindscape 6 and 25% ether buff, so she's actually a viable option, but definitely not an optimal one. Now let's get started on how to play Yixuan. I know there are videos out there explaining the Grandmaster levels of combos on Yixuan, and there are tons of videos that explaining her kit in a rather complex way. But in my video, I'm gonna keep it simple and help you to get started with, so that you won't walk into the advanced guide without anything prepared. It's not gonna be the most optimized rotation, but it was enough to get me a 40k with a mediocre build on her disc. Like my core passive haven't fully upgraded yet. So let's go. So basically her sources of damage are coming from basic, skill, ultimate, chain attacks, and the dodges. Like wow, that's actually kind of complicated. So basically when you get into the game, you're gonna see this yellow-orange bar on the top left. Instead of the ordinary energy, it's called the adrenaline. And the way you wanna spend it is just keep spamming the skill like there's no tomorrow. And when you spam her skill for the third time, you're gonna see her spreading her wings. That's the end of her combos. And the last hit deals a lot of damage. And while you're using EX skill, it will charge up the special ultimate bar here. And you're gonna be able to use this special ultimate from this bar, which I'm gonna talk about it later. So what if the adrenaline ran out? You want a basic attack to charge it back, and dodging would also charge up the adrenaline. So basically you want to spam basic and dodge when enemy attacks. And you might question me, hey Ryusuke, I think this shit is too easy. You ain't teaching nothing. Okay, let's move to some harder stuff. Then you could do this. You could spam basic attack when you are fighting the enemy, then parry it with the skill, because the skill could parry the enemy. Parrying would save you a pretty good amount of adrenaline. Keep spamming the skill after you parry the attacks until she spread her wing there. And the other way to spend the adrenaline is hold attacks, but I haven't learned a lot about it yet. I know that it's really really good at grouping mobs, but I find that it's convenient to fill up that little last bit of the special ultimate. So what we're gonna do when we filled up this special ultimate, we're not gonna use it yet. The first thing you wanna do is that you wanna stop using skill and hold attack, which both of them gonna consume adrenaline and charge up the special ultimate, and you are gonna overcap it, wasting the adrenaline. And as for the timing to use the special ultimate, I think there's only 3 conditions that you wanna use it. Like 1, when enemy is stunned, obviously cause you wanna get the most damage out of it, but unlike ordinary ultimate, if you hold it for too long, you're gonna waste a lot of decibel for the next ultimate. But holding special ultimate until you get the stun wouldn't make you lose anything at all. The second condition is when the time is about to run out, so just use it. The third condition is kind of an imaginary scenario, like you're saving ultimate for the patch 3.0, cause I haven't run into this situation yet, is that you already got your ultimate and your adrenaline is full, so you kind of wanna use it right away so that it wouldn't waste your adrenaline. So moving on to the general rotation after you stun the enemy. So basically, you wanna use it as soon as your enemy is stunned, and follow up with ordinary ultimate. But if you don't have ordinary ultimate available, then you wanna hold the dodge during the ultimate animation and don't let it go until you finish the attacks. And it would consume the stack that you got from using the special ultimate. There's a lot of room to do a lot of cancel swap on this. We are not gonna get into that. And this whole dodge attack would generate massive amounts of adrenaline. And please don't touch the direction button when you are holding the dodge, or this damn bird is gonna take you away from dealing damage. And after you use all the ultimate and the stack, then you could combo back into spamming skill. And yeah, don't forget to use her chain attacks, cause her chain attack also deals a pretty good amount of damage. So this is a more advanced stuff. Should you hold basic or should you spam skill during stun? Because hold basic would get extra 30% damage buff when used against the stunned enemy. But it turns out that both deal exactly the same amounts of damage. Of course, I'm testing with the full buff of the 4 set cause I pre-buff it. The whole animation of hold attack is actually slightly faster than spamming skill. But you ran into this risk where hold attack would only count at 1 stack, while every skill would count as 1 stack. So you don't risk anything. I would say if you are a try-hard min-maxer and you could track the stack, then go for hold attacks, or if you want to go for a safer route, then you could just spam the skill. But it actually doesn't really matter that much. And as for the special ultimate, keep in mind that if you hold attack for like 3 times all the way, you would get max amounts of the special ultimate, or you could finish triple skill for 3 times, you would also charge up the special ultimate. Keeping that in mind would help you manage the rotation better. And that's all of it, and I think that all you need to know to get started with Yixuan. Sensei Ryusuke has nothing to teach you guys left. You guys could get the fuck out of this dojo. No, I'm just messing around. Please keep watching and maybe like and sub. So as for the skill investment, you should definitely max out your ultimate and your skill, and the number shows the damage distribution. So as for vertical investment, you wanna go for her signature, then you go for her Mindscape 1, then Mindscape 2. The improvement from the Mindscape 2 is very huge, which is about 20% from Mindscape 1. And Mindscape 1 would have about 15% improvement. Yeah, just like Miyabi also get a really busted Mindscape 2. As for Renjin, if Qingming Birdcage is at 100%, then any crit rate signature would be at 78%, and Puzzle Sphere would be at about 77%. And Radio Wave Journey is not that good, even though it's a Battle Pass Renjin. I think at the state of the game, you could still clear endgame content without her signature, but you're gonna lose a lot of DPS. It's really up to you. Just to give you an idea, the Miyabi signature and her second best option has about 12% differences. Alright, you should really pull for her signature. Let's moving on to best 4 set. It's definitely Yunhui Tail's 4 set. It gives 12% crit rate and 10% sheer damage increase. The best 2 set is either Woodpecker or the Blanche and Blade song, which is crit rate, crit damage. Ether 2 set is not as good, but definitely okay if you have really good substat. Let's talk about the improvement per substat. Each of the crit value substat would worth twice as much as HP percentage. So definitely go for crit value all the way. Attack is slightly worse than HP, and flat HP would give about 0.4% improvement. For those who don't know how she attacks works, it is calculated based off the amount of HP you have, and a portion of your attack and HP scale better than attack percentage, so you wanna pick HP over the attacks. Penetration gonna be totally useless in this case. It's unironically worse than defense. As for the stat, you wanna aim for 88% crit rate if you don't have signature, and if you have signature it's 68%. If you have my scape one, then it's 58%. Let's moving on to the main stat. The main stat on this number 6 is definitely HP percentage. Attack is definitely not good but viable. And as for this number 5, Ether is a little bit better than HP on paper, but it really depends on the stage buff. Like this marionette state would give 50% Ether damage, and in that case HP would give better buff, but both are roughly the same, so just go for the one with better substat. This number 4 would be crit rate, crit damage. And as for the best team, it's definitely Yixuan with Zhufufu with Astra Yao, and maybe other variation like Zhufufu Pandas or Zhufufu Trigger or even Zhufufu Qingyi. And this is the number I got from the JP content creators, and it turns out that with the optimal rotation, Qingyi is actually pretty good with Yixuan, and followed with Pandas Trigger. The Nicole Astra is actually doing really good with the Marionette because Marionette has Ether weakness, and Nicole could actually dish out some damage on top of her own defense shred, which Yixuan is not gonna be able to benefit from, but still pretty impressive. Then follow with Qingyi Pandas, and weirdly that Panda Astra doesn't perform that well with the Marionette because they couldn't get an extra stun. And of course, don't forget the Palkra and Caesar, they are all pretty solid option. And it does seems like Yixuan really needs a stunner so that she could out during the stun window more. And obviously Zhufufu is the best option. Anyway, I guess that's really it, and see ya guys.